If there was sharp edges, this would be torn to shreds. Again, I don't want to rip it, but okay. All right, so then I guess just to help secure it initially, right, so it doesn't blow back over, throw a, I'll show you these slats in a second here. So before it blows over, there's a little slot here. Wild how they actually just cut it in. It's weird. But they could have done a whole lot more to secure, or I should say reinforce some areas that would really be easy to do. One more still has to go on in the center. They only want you to hand tighten this initially, I guess, to kind of get a feel for it. What I did initially, you see how I tied these in a knot down here? You see that? Because that you do not want going through. So we still got to put the ratchet straps on there, which are over here. Let me grab these here. So we got all these guys here. Of course, the ground inside here is not even at all, but I don't care. Ooh, there goes our first gust of wind. Uh-oh. You see what I'm saying? Better get them on now. Oh boy. See that? See, this could be an issue. You'd be surprised, but I would say absolutely. Okay. Now they want you to put them through this way for good reason. Otherwise, it would poke out. It would puncture this. Yeah, this will give you more security. This is a 10 millimeter, apparently. We'll see. Hand tighten, hand tighten. I'm gonna go on the other side so the other side doesn't fly out. At least this will help protect it a little bit. While you're doing it, sometimes you could have a lot of frustration. But like once you get it up, you're like, oh, it wasn't so bad. All right, so that's one side, that's another side over there. So I have all these pieces of hardware on here. If you can see here, they're all hand tightened and it goes all the way down the line. But I'm gonna go ahead and put on these ratchets. I wanted to show you, because there is a way to do this so that we can go up and down this way. So you have to kind of come this way. You pull this through and then you have to put it up here. Like so. I don't know if you probably can't see that. Anyway, so I put it through here. You know, this has to be like this because we're going to be cranking this thing. So I pulled it through. You can kind of, you know, pull it through. And then we're just temporarily doing this so we can. So that's not going to go anywhere temporarily. This will go on the outside to pull on the outside here. So we can crank this from the outside. So now I have to get all the ratchets on. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I got everything centered the way I like it, okay? And I think I figured out something here, not with this rope, this is just temporary, but I think I figured out something, but also as well over here, because all these put a lot of tension, and I think I have an idea. Now it may work, it may not work. I'm gonna try it, and it will be with zip ties. All right, so the bugs are atrocious. Let me get out of here. So there, that looks good, right? See how it's at the top, and you see back here, look at that. It's like I would say almost perfect, right? And you got these straps in the back. I'm going to, at this point, cinch up these guys. So, like, kind of just naturally gets around 6.5 inches on its own on both sides, except for the corners are a little bit lower, so we'll fix that. I'm gonna show you something up close. I think it's a little bit concerning. All right, so let me get this back off of here. I'm gonna use zip ties for sure. I'll show you that. I think I have some really large zip ties. That'd be really awesome. So this is all fairly loose. Anyway, so there's a little spot here where this connects and it's not tight. It can come off really easy. So I'm thinking just grab it a little bit. You can't see it. So this right here, you see that? This can slide up very easily. Now these are supposed to hold all this down, but you know what? Why not take this just a little tiny bit above it? Again, that's not super tight yet. I'm just going around. So I just wanted to give you an idea. Might actually be supposed to be in the center, which I might even move it. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's fairly easy. See the zip ties? So I will be buying much bigger, larger zip ties, as you'll see. And then I think that will secure it. So I did that. I have one here to take the tension again off of, we're trying to take the tension off of that. I did one up here, okay. Of course, this is after I got everything done. Now, I haven't cinched anything down really tight because right now it is tight. I just want to see with that on there, adding that tension, what it does. Now, the only thing left to do is to put the Hurricane anchors in and I'm done. Now, I got everything at the level that I want it. And there is a line here and you can tell it's almost perfect the way it lined up. Like I said, and I did, of course, I did it. I ran out of the clear ones, so I had to use some darker ones, but they're there. Here, I don't think this is going to go anywhere because I'll have anchors in here, both sides. I'll have the Hurricane straps there, Hurricane straps there, but then I also have these guys that I'll add in, and then I have a few other guys that I'm going to add in as well. Something else that's pretty important here, okay, before you really start to completely secure everything down. Now this opening here has to be 10'2", okay? Now you know why that's important? It should be completely obvious. So if you decided to, without making sure that the opening here on both sides, now I've only done the one side, what would happen is you would not be able to zip this. Now I zip this down to make sure I don't want too much tension. So this rips this, okay? So this is good. And this is 10'2". I still have to cinch things down, but I think this is perfect. I mean, I could probably come out just a tad bit there and a tad bit here, but I don't think you want to put too much tension on your zipper. So now you want to go ahead and secure your anchors. If you did that ahead of time and you didn't measure this, you'd probably be kicking yourself, and then of course you wouldn't be able to shut this. So this is now this back portion here. I don't think it's as important. Sure, I'm gonna be able to move it a little bit, possibly. We'll see. I just want to show you something. At this point, cannot. I have tried. Now I tried digging first because this ground is like concrete, okay. Yet the other side is not so bad. But to try to get, as you can see what I have in here. Does anybody have any idea what that is? Well, let's put it this way. They're probably not meant for Hurricane anchors, okay? But these guys over here, I can't get this in. I tried over here. And I even tried on the other side, it was just too difficult. So, as you can see, anyway, I had to dig this down and then I had to pound a post into here. And now I'm screwing this in, which I can't even screw anymore, but I'm gonna fill this in with the dirt. Hopefully, well, it's not even in that good, to be honest. The other sides are. There's no way that's coming out. Well, I'm sure if a hurricane came through, it would pop out. So again, over here, for whatever reason, these two front areas up here are just way too difficult to get through the ground here. So I'm going to try to bang a post in, okay, bang it into a certain degree, screw this in as much as I can, bury it back up. And I have a piece of PVC down here holding that, giving it some weight. All right, so I got to get to putting this in, and then I'm done, and then I can move on to putting out the trail cams that I have, and then the other high-tech security camera down below. The cameras run on solar and also cellular. As long as you got cell coverage and you got sun, then you're good to go. So I got this in. You saw that I had dug that hole. Now this should never be a challenge like this, okay? In Florida, this would have been 2 seconds. The hurricane straps would have been in, piece of cake done. Everything would have been done already. But the fact that, for whatever, in the front here is so hard as a rock that this is what's given me this challenge. This has taken me quite a bit of time to figure it out. And if I didn't have these here, which again, these are not hurricane anchors. I don't think I would be able to get those hurricane anchors in here. So anyway, I'm going to use these for now. Now I got these plastic things. I'm taking them back. There's no way I can get them in the ground. And I would like to buy a couple more, some kind of rebarb that I can bend, kind of go in on like a fork, kind of just sandwich that. They weren't rocks. It was just more of this hard clay. It's like almost like a rock. It would hurt like a rock if I threw it. Now we got to kind of pound this down a little bit. There's a little key here. So I've been banging this down and then kind of just trying to twirl around. I can only go so much though this way. So I've been kind of just back and forth, trying to create a hole as much as I can without messing something up. Okay, and then I'll bang this down again. All right, so I'm gonna get the bang in and try to knock this out. Just to show you how hard this ground is, as I'm turning it and I'm using the hammer to give me leverage, snapped right off. Wow. And of course this thing here is ready to pop right off. So I'm not sure, I don't have another one. I know this is gonna pop off though, but I'm just gonna anchor it down with some other things and then keep my fingers crossed. I pulled this out. If you remember, it snapped. I just didn't feel comfortable. So you can see the hole here that I've been trying to dig. So I think I might have that buried enough. I think. It's like rock. Anyway, all the other ones are in. And again, these are not hurricane straps. And I do have the wire going around the key, plus those inside the holes there. And you can see around this metal post as well here. So that should, I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm still gonna secure it with other things too. See this here? As you follow it up, the good thing is that it's kind of surrounded, which is nice. So when it makes this bend here, it doesn't rip. But again, that's the same thing that's using the zip tie, again, keeping that tension off of here so that doesn't rip. I can tell you right now because it looks like it is already. Wow. Well, I went to the box store this morning, bright and early, along with WM, and I pick up a couple things here. Try to finalize everything before I head back down to Florida. So I went and bought a whole bunch of these because I'm going to put these in here. And then I bought rebarb. I'm going to try to put that through to anchor that down. Now again, I like to have a bend in it, but there's no way I can bend it. So I'm not even going to try. And then I got zip ties that are 18 inches and 36 inches. And yeah, so we'll see what happens here. So I got my sledgehammer. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do, since, and I'll show you here, these rebarbs are already, they didn't have any thinner, but to try to go through this hole here, if you can see it, it wouldn't go through there anyway. And then there's other apparatus in there, or apparatus, right? Yeah, hooks and that wire. So I'm thinking, because these are 2 feet long, drilling a hole like right here, and then just hammering these in all 4 corners. And then using these two, I got these metal, these little hooks here. They're heavy duty. So this here, this hook here, it's pretty big. It's about 1 foot. And I was gonna go ahead and anchor them down in here too as well. That's about the best I think I can do. I don't really want to mess up the integrity by drilling in there, but I think I'm gonna have to, so. Okay, let me get you a little bit of a close-up what I did. Now, so that's a 2-foot rebarb that I banged into the ground. Of course, I left it up a little bit because, you know, so it would have to really come off. Now, if it had a hook, it would be great. I think I would have done something a little bit different. But, so I got the one side in, I got this side in, I wanted to show you. So I did this one here, and I came more of an angle on this one. These two, I came a little bit more straight up and down. And then this, I'm going to come on an angle too. So I figured I'd show you. What I did was, I just took this here, just to kind of create like a little divot so I can get in here without a problem. Let's see here, hold on. Let me show you. Now I have to go through all to the other side. This actually, I mean, it's not real thick, so it's pretty easy to go through. So go on a little bit on my angle. All right, so now we got through. Now we're gonna move on to, just find the size that you think is gonna make that hole bigger and bigger. All right, now. Last one. Okay. It's always the last one, right? Gives you the hardest time. All right, okay. And like I said, this is about 2 feet. That angle should be there. There we go. Okay. All right, now this is just my own little thing here. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not, but I think I am. I hope I am. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay. Is that what they say? Good enough for government work? All right, so that makes me happy before I leave, because otherwise I'm sure I was going to watch it blow over, and it still may blow over. We'll see. Like I said, these anchor straps, I couldn't get them in the ground, so I had to come up with another alternative. But I mean, I got them in the ground, but only one actual anchor one, and these other ones are the for the dogs. And so I didn't feel comfortable, of course, obviously, you know. So what I did was I came up with another solution, and that was to take rebarb and smash that in there and hold that down as well. And then I have the black little hook things, as you can kind of see in there as well. I mean, I'm trying everything I can, and then I took those little rinky-dink tent stakes. They would have never done anything on their own. So yeah, everything's anchored pretty good at this point. I feel pretty comfortable that if this thing's buttoned up, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And I put those 10 spikes, probably could have done rebarb there too. I don't know why I wasn't even thinking. But I got 3 in there, 3 in the other one, 3 over there, and 3 over there. And those ties, like I said, they're really thin, and I bought bigger ones, okay? So they're real thick now, and I'm going to go ahead and knock that out real quick, and then I'll show you that. I went and bought these zip ties, like I was saying, and these are the kind of zip ties that I was thinking about. Now these are only 18 inches, and I bought some other ones that are 36 inches. I think the same, you know, like this is like a 1/4 of an inch. But anyway, so I was going to take the place of these, so that it wouldn't. Let me do this side over here, because this I just found a little mistake here. So I guess when I ran this one up here, I didn't put it underneath there. So this is much better. Oh yeah, these are nice. Yeah, these are nice. Definitely help it a lot out from not chafing and rubbing too much. Anyway, so that's pretty good there. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to leave the other ones on there just as extra support. Now, I'm not sure at this point if I'm going to use cinder blocks as well. I mean, I don't know if that's overkill. I mean, I've got 4 of them in here. I wasn't sure how to secure them, other than using those 36-inch zip ties. I might be able to, you know. Again, this is just because, well, this is because you don't want it to blow away. I thought about maybe putting them like this, and then taking the zip tie, actually probably going around here, I'm thinking. So run it, put this like so, and then run this with the big one like that. That will keep, you know what, that's a great idea. All right, so yeah, great idea number 2. All right, so these, look at this. These are 36 inches. Now, this is an idea. It just kind of came to me, you know. All right. And you got the little screws here, so again, not touching anything. So that's a good thing. You don't want that to be, you know, rubbing back and forth. That will tear this up. And this could tear so easily. Lots of spiders. Okay. Remember last call, last dance? Hated that. I hated the end of the night. Remember? Last call, last dance. Let me know if this is overkill. Is it really ever overkill? I'm done. I've cooked the goose. My goose has been cooked, and I'm done. All right? I can't do no more. I cannot do no more. So we'll wrap it up today, and I'm leaving tomorrow. Heading back to Florida. All right, I like it. That's a wrap on that.